Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Legally Bold episode 2 season 2, and today we're going to be shooting it at an amazing place next to the beach. This place is called Chill Spot. As you can see up here, this is Chill Spot, and as the name says, it is so chilled. It is such a chilled spot because we are next to the beach over there. There is some amazing breeze, the ambience, oh my god, it is giving London. So if you're looking for a place to chill out in Diani, karibu sana, bring your guest over here and have some lovely time, relaxing time. All right, we're going to be diving into some amazing conversation, and I hope that you're going to be loving it. Thank you. Hello, how are you? Welcome once again to another episode of Legally Bold Season 2, Episode 2. Who's feeling excited right now? I am your host, Miss Boom, the goddess, and I'm super excited to bring to you another episode of Legally Bold. And this time, we decided to get out of the box and look at some of the issues that are affecting us around our society and in the community. And without further ado, I cannot wait to introduce to you our guest as I introduce to you the topic, which is men and anything and everything about men and the rescue of boy child. Next to me here, yes, one and only Gax Amagakweli. How are you, Gax?
I'm good, Josephine. How are you?
Niko poa sana.
Thank you for having me again.
Karibu sana. I told you I was going to invite you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back, and I hope your viewers don't get bored of me.
They cannot get enough of you, apparently.
And I won't be as controversial as I was in the past.
No, imagine you do you.
Okay.
You do you.
So,
this is legally bold.
Asante.
As the name says, you can just go whatever direction you want.
I'll go right ahead. Thank you.
So I'm a woman of my word,
yes.
Apparently.
You know you are.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the rescue of boy child.
Yes.
And anything and everything to do with men. Whatever, I know we cannot talk everything, we can't really tackle
We can
everything.
talk as much as we can.
Yes, whatever we can, because man, you know, we ni kama tulisahau hii gender and it's not fair.
Nikubaya nakwambia.
Sindio?
As one of them, nikubaya.
That is why I wanted you.
Yes, okay, thank you.
I didn't want to have a discussion with a fellow female because we would just be talking about whatever we're thinking.
Yeah.
And you know, at times we think we know what men want, but until we hear it from the men, right? Yeah. And this day we're not here even to just criticize or what. No. I just want to hear from another man.
Yeah.
What is it? What is happening? First question would be, do you think there's something wrong?
That's a really broad question.
Yes.
Something wrong as in with the system men? Or with men?
With men. Do you think there's something wrong with the boy child? Is there something wrong? Because the reason why I'm asking this, before you start diagonizing something, you have to have identified there is a problem.
True.
So before we even start talking about what is wrong, is there something wrong? We're just assuming something is wrong.
How should I frame it? There is something wrong, but it's not our fault.
Okay.
It's what's been thrown our way.
Okay.
And we've never known how to handle this before.
All right.
The things we're handling in today's world as men, we've never had to deal with them in history.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe we'll delve into those details deeper, but there is a problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You answered it correctly, because I wanted to first of all begin that yes, we agree there is a problem.
Yes.
And like you said, there are things that you're dealing with today as a man, and they have not been dealt with in the past.
Yes.
So today's man is facing things that are a bit unique for him.
Absolutely.
All right. So that said, what do you think? At what point do you think things started going wrong? I'm not asking in terms of what year, but I'm asking at what point did the man start experiencing things being thrown to him and he's like, it's not okay?
From my personal perspective,
yes.
And I really don't mean to ever hurt anyone's feelings, because facts do not care about your feelings.
They do not care about feelings.
I attribute it a lot to the rise of feminism in the 60s.
Okay.
Pushed by liberal Western agendas. So that, I'm not saying, you see, what I'm saying is this, the empowerment of the women is very, very important. Yeah. But the rise of this radical feminism that was pushed in the early 60s into the 70s, and all that, until what we're seeing today, has contributed heavily in the what's I don't even know what word to use, but the bringing down of the boy
of
child.
the boy child.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then it brings me to ask and wonder,
Yeah.
if that was the case, why didn't we have men also rise up and start empowering their men before getting to this point? You know, the moment they realize this feminism is really becoming, you know, like it's
mainstream.
it's being planted heavily into the society.
Yeah.
And hence it's affecting the boy child in a negative way.
Yes.
So why didn't they now early enough start recorrecting and saying, you know what, if we do not quickly take action, something is gonna go wrong?
Well,
I know it's hard for you because you were not there.
But I'm actually speaking from what I've observed.
Yeah.
And you see, in that 60s period, there was a huge technological information was slowly becoming more and more abundant.
Okay.
So I guess people's focus at the time was entertaining themselves, and you know, people were doing what they were doing, but it's not the way it was done, let's say, pre-World War II.
Okay.
You know, where it was only radios you have as entertainment, you know. Now you have a TV, be it black or white, but this is consuming so much of my time. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of attributed to.
Yeah.
Although it goes deeper from a policy perspective.
Okay.
Because we try, and especially as Kenyans, we are trying to envision ourselves so much with a Western ideal. But we don't know how slippery that slope can go.
That is a very important point.
You know?
Yeah.
There's some extremes to it that our society eventually is like, I don't know about that. You know, we choose to follow what's good for us.
We're just subscribing to it,
but
you're not sure. You do not know. There's a lot that you do not know. I don't know why my mind keeps thinking maybe the reason why the action was not taken by men is because men thought, I mean, we are okay. We're
men.
What is this? We need to start
like tough
empowering.
Enough, be a man.
You know, we are tough enough. There's nothing we need to start now.
Maybe so. Maybe so, because now it was the time for the women. Because women were not voting prior to those days. You need to remember that.
Yeah.
They were not in the Western
even taking
world.
Position in leadership.
No, they were not being accorded the respect that women should be accorded in society. So now when that barrier was broken, it was now elevated to a point where we need to focus most of our energy on the feminist agenda and empowering women, which I support to a certain extent. Because there's extremes that the result of that feminism agenda, we see it today. You know, you know, there's many women, and you can see this on the internet. They would say, I focus too much, let's say, on my career and building my career and my education. I didn't have time to even try and focus on a family. And now my baby, my birth giving years are past me. I want to settle down and do a family. No man wants me. As in, it's a vicious cycle. You understand? Because people are not focused on their roles in society, their roles in the family. We lost all that because of that westernized, liberalized.
In fact, there's something you've said that I was sharing with a friend, and this really caught my my attention, because this was what he felt. Most women that are focused on their education, their career, and now by the time they are maybe very well stable, like financially, career-wise, say it's above the age of 30, right around, or 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, before
up
35.
To like 35
no, you see that age. This is when the woman starts realizing, the clock is ticking.
TikTok.
I gotta raise a family. Absolutely. And what this woman does, whenever she gets a little attention from, let's say, just a guy, right? She gets hold of him.
Exactly.
In her mind, she has already gotten married to this man. They've already raised kids. In fact, they have a family in her head.
She's built all those castles
in her head. This young man, however, say around the same age bracket, him is like, bruh, me right now, I just want to build on myself.
I want to at least focus on me.
Yes.
Already society is tough on me. I need money.
I need to, I need money to prove that I'm a man.
Exactly.
Because in my 20s, I was probably busy pigaing sherehe and just enjoying life.
Absolutely.
So this is my prime time to make, myself a name for myself, so that by the time I'm getting maybe mid-30 or towards 40, now I can get a lady for myself. You, on the other hand, you're coming here with your plan in your head, and you want me now to get into your plan and now flow with it. Then when I do that, because you're already taking up the role like a man, you want me now to come in And you also expect me to be the man when this journey starts having some, you know.
Good point.
And I like the example he used. He said it's like when you're the driver,
Yeah.
so the man is the driver of the car,
Yeah.
and the woman is seated at the co-driver.
Yes.
But then when the woman decides to take the role, she's now the driver,
Yes.
and tells the man to sit as a co-driver.
Yeah.
When this car gets a puncture, she still expects
The
this
man
to fix the puncture,
very
you
much.
know.
Thank
And I
you
was
very
like, wow, you know, these are things me as a woman, they had never really, you know.
Yeah, it didn't
and
really
it-
cross your mind.
And you see how this will affect this particular man.
Yeah.
All right, that was digressing. However,
Yeah.
going back to the point about men, I want us to look at the mental health
Okay.
of a man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you think men handle their mental issues?
As it is,
Yeah.
it's not so good
Yeah.
because as I keep going back to, we are so distracted. Our minds and our living, our daily life is already so distracted by so many things that you don't even have time to pinpoint how am I going to address my mental issues, how am I going to address, like, head on, like, I need to face this.
Yeah.
I'm suffering.
Yeah.
But then before you think of that, you know what? Let me go catch a beer with the boys.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
let me just go kick it. This will ease me. This will,
Yeah.
but it's only temporary.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I feel it's more and more has to be put on mental health.
Yeah.
I myself, as you may know, I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
And I am a proud advocate of Islam because Islam generally gives us an answer for all these modern day issues. Okay. So, like, personally for me, I chose to embrace my religion further, and it has massively helped my mental health.
Does that mean that there was a likelihood you might have struggled?
Yes.
Okay.
I in the recent past I have actually really struggled. I really struggled.
Okay.
And even to a point, okay, that she was my girlfriend then. We hadn't yet married, but with my wife.
Oh, you're married?
Yeah, I'm married.
Ah, okay.
So when we were dating, we even tried to do therapy.
Okay.
And I think I did 2 sessions. And you know, the first time I went, I was like, what the hell is this?
So before you went for the therapy, did you two agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in it.
She's the one who gave me the idea, and she was
Okay.
like, you know, maybe we can check this. I was like, okay,
Okay,
fine.
why not? Yeah.
Because I was struggling
Okay.
at the time, but I didn't know how to handle it.
Mm.
And then actually going for that therapy made me realize that you should not be telling other people your problems.
Okay.
Because they will handle it from their perspective. And what business do they have knowing your deep problems? If you want to address your problems, talk to your creator.
Now, at that point,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. I feel there's something you've mentioned that is one of the things that is eating our men today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It might have worked for you.
Yeah.
But the issue of saying you shouldn't tell other people your problem.
Yeah.
Yes, there's 2 ways to look at it.
Yeah.
Because when a man is having issues and he's just keeping them to himself,
Yes.
and is not having someone he can talk to.
Okay, true. I get what you're
All right,
saying.
someone there is the going to talk to your creator, and God will give you the peace.
Yeah.
But then there's this you can always look for a friend maybe, but you really have to think about
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
of who you're telling this thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone elderly than you.
True,
You know.
true.
And I feel like that is where now men keep issues to themselves until they wear them so down till it's too late.
And then they end up now,
You
for
know?
instance, suicide.
Yeah, they get suicide. In fact, I was even coming to the point of suicide. So
Yeah.
tell me about that, because not everyone will subscribe to. Fine, they'll say I can talk to Allah if
Yes.
I'm a Muslim, or I
Yeah.
talk to God.
Yeah.
Yes, but I need someone I can have a one-on-one.
One-on-one.
And hear me, the people will still say yes, I can have a one-on-one talk with my God for
True,
sure,
true,
for sure.
true.
Yeah, but remember, there's someone who is already feeling so heavy. Like, is this God even listening? Yeah. So what can you say to that person? Because we do not want to leave anyone behind. We want to tag them along together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How should I put this? Because okay, let me speak on a prior to understanding
Okay.
Allah and the religion of
Yeah.
Islam, like fully to a point where I am right now.
Yeah.
You can talk to let it be someone close to you. Okay. Don't pay exorbitant amounts of money to go talk to a stranger. Like for me, I'm speaking from my experience.
Yeah. And I would like to hear about the therapy, how that worked for you.
I went for the the first episode. I call it the first episode. Of
Okay.
it. And okay, we talk. She's asking these questions. So where do you think the problem is? Is it stemming from maybe childhood? A lot of all that. But I'm just there thinking, like, the way this person is talking to me, she will never understand my problem. So we went back the second time. The second time, it's some older lady. Is when I realized she's trying to drag me to go to her church.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kumbe it's applied to, okay, you talk about whatever it is you're talking about, but the solution is come to my church.
It's not about us solving what is the problem.
So I'm like, first of all, I think I shared too much with this woman. She should not have known what I said to her. Yeah. So I called it off from there. And
so the lady was a Christian?
Yes, she was a Christian lady. I respected her by there very much. But when I felt like, now when you're trying to drag me into your way of thinking without any logical viable solution, I'm out.
And that's why I feel like most people go wrong, those that are meant to help someone.
Yeah.
You're going to talk to somebody about things you're going through in the hope that either this person will give you a piece of advice that can bring calmness back to you, or help you. Most of the time you even have the solution with you.
Absolutely.
But you just want to speak out, and you never know, this someone just might say something that will just open up your mind. Unfortunately, so many times these people are giving you solutions that maybe are just suitable for them or for their own convenience. Like someone is telling you, by the way, on Sunday you need to come to church, and by the way, I'm a Christian, a big Christian, but I'm always very cautious whenever I'm talking to someone who has come to seek for help or advice to me. Because the moment I'm already throwing church to them, they're already wondering, wait, is it my problems you wanted to help me, or do you just want to add me as another member of your church? Yes, if you came to my church, I'll be happy. All right, but let that come from you. Okay, but can we first of all talk about the reality of the matter right now?
At hand.
And that's why I understand when you say you felt like you had really overshared.
Yeah.
Because now you started wondering. So are you saying after that session you didn't really feel the effect?
I felt like this is a waste of time. This therapy is actually just a waste of time. Wow. And I'm still feeling the same as I felt when I came here. In fact, now I know how to handle myself better.
Even better. And
I realized what I was going through is not even that serious.
But maybe going through that session helped you. It's okay. It made you help. It has helped you realize that now.
Yeah.
Maybe if you didn't
but
go
in the
through
long
that,
run,
maybe if you didn't go through that session, there are things you wouldn't have realized.
There are things I wouldn't have, absolutely.
Right?
True.
Yeah. So
I do pick
one
a
way
few.
Or another, one way or another, it was kind of helpful. It's great you did it.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about men facing the society expectation, which is another big contribution to whatever is bringing men down. Yeah.
Oof, societal expectations in the 21st century. My goodness.
It's crazy. It makes me be grateful I'm a woman. Being a woman is hard, but being a man, though,
it's tough because, like, opportunities are there.
Yeah.
But you'll see in the workplaces, more and more women are being employed because they have studied, they have the credentials, they do deserve to be there.
Yeah.
But that puts so much pressure on men who are now like, hey, okay, first of all, these women are earning more than us. Okay? How are we even supposed to approach them if we're feeling
a bit inferior?
Yeah. And then, for instance, I'm attracted to her, but how am I approaching? I don't have money. I think it goes down to that confidence. Because how are you going to interact with this person on the same level? Hauna pesa.
And today, dating, especially a modern woman,
ni pesa.
Money means everything.
Ni pesa.
Yeah. You're going there with your brokenness. You will not feed her with love.
Apana,
like,
you can be the
loveliest
guy, yeah. But my guy, it doesn't turn into currency. Yeah.
I like that. It does not turn into
it
currency.
Doesn't.
It will
or at least show the effort
yeah.
that you're trying to do something. You understand? You may not be at where you want to be right now as the man.
Yeah.
But show that process, show that effort, show that, I'm trying to work towards something. And the woman, I'm guessing, she'll respect you for who you are.
But then again, it depends what kind of woman that is.
What kind of woman?
At the end of the day. I don't know why, as we are talking, there's a lot of realization that is coming to my mind that we women are playing a lot of, we play a big key into the men that we are seeing today. All right? Because if most of us women, and I know this, I might get a lot of backlash and people telling me, where, keep quiet. But it's the truth. Because if most of us women, all we do to value a man is by how much he's in his bank accounts, all right? You might understand that a man is also going through phases in life.
Yes.
I saw a meme today saying, a broke girl is supposed to date, cannot date a broke guy.
Yeah.
So I have to have money to date a broke girl, all right? So for the girl, she can be broke.
She can be broke. That's fine.
But the guy is not allowed to be broke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see, that is what I'm talking about, the society expectation, because now the man is, there's so much expectation from this man, where we all have the 24 hours. Ama,
Yes.
you have 25.
23 and a few minutes. Not exactly 24.
You're not even 20.
It's not a full 24.
It's not even a full 24.
It's not.
Tusijidanganye.
Yeah, kabisa.
Imagine now you with your 23 point something hours.
Yeah.
I'm going through the same hours,
same,
right?
yeah.
So why would you be expected to like, you really have to produce more?
Yes.
Yes, fine. We know in the nature, like according to the law of nature,
Yeah.
a man is supposed to be the one.
leader,
Yeah,
the provider.
the leader, the
and
provider.
yeah, I believe in
They
that, yeah.
start. True.
Yeah.
But now, when now look at it this way, the society is already giving more opportunities to a woman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it becomes an easy pass for a woman, and don't get me wrong, not in every place.
Not in every
There
place.
are places we women feel, okay, because I'm a woman, I cannot be given this chance.
Yeah.
All right. So we also have our battles that we're battling
Yeah.
at the side. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Just that today is a day for the men. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at it as a man is also trying to fit in to this society that has given so much attention to a woman, and is expected to produce even better.
Absolutely.
So that he's able now to provide for
And even if he doesn't, he's supposed to be tough and be a man.
and be a man. Wow. And
You see-
and you know, that brings us to why a man will definitely now again keep to himself, because the society expects him to be tough.
Yes.
Mwanaume ni kukaa ngumu.
Kaa ngumu mzee.
Haufai hata kulia. How can
Hata-
you even cry?
Imagine.
At now you're with your baby there, you're sharing, and then
Ati
tears.
hawezi lia. Yet, when we all came into this world, we were all crying.
We cried on the first
So
day.
that's what equalizes all of us.
You know?
We all cried.
Men, can you cry? Cry as much as you can.
Not my words, Howard.
I don't know. I mean, if it is
But
so,
true,
so
let-
overwhelming
let it
to
out,
you,
let it out.
let it out. You don't have to cry in front of people. Just
Yeah.
go somewhere if that's your way of letting it out.
Yeah.
Now back to men again.
Yeah.
Also, let's look about how men take their health matters serious.
Yes.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
I've realized I have brothers, I have a dad, I
Yeah.
have dated.
Yeah.
You know, there's one thing on one trend I have seen. You people do not like going to the hospital. Why? A man
don't
will
know.
complain about something for a very long time. You're like, but so you just go and get checked. Kwani what?
Imagine here, because I suffer from that as well.
Oh,
Mimi
you too?
sijui. I'll go, sawa, naweza enda hosi.
But when it's so serious,
But yani nimelemewa yani.
ndio hiyo sasa.
Is when I'm like, let me go to the hospital. I
You
think.
guys have the fear of the unknown.
Imagine I can't pinpoint it. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the answer to what you just asked me, and I'm
But
like,
it's true.
It's true. Many men, when it's too late,
When it's too late.
is now when you're like, wacha niende nione daktari.
Yeah.
But women are very conscious of their
We're
health.
very
and
conscious of our health.
Very, it's enviable, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does you now see where that leads the man?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You end up, because if you're not healthy, you're not productive enough. All right. And at the end of the day, now we are likely to lose more men, and that's why we have men dying early than the woman. Like on a normal day, most of it, like even if it's an old couple,
Yeah.
you realize the man,
Yeah, true.
right?
Yeah, true.
And then also look at the suicide rate.
Suicide rates are
What is happening? You know, it's crazy.
loneliness and just living your life for this world, not understanding your purpose is greater than what you do on earth. It transcends all of that, because the one who created you has a purpose for you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you see, like in the Quran,
Yeah.
there's something very profound. Allah tells us, and I'll say it in Arabic first, then I'll give the translation. Allah says, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت.
Okay.
So what that means is that Allah does not charge a soul beyond its scope.
Okay.
And to go further, it's that
have a similar scripture.
Whatever you're going through, you can handle it.
It can never be,
It cannot be beyond
Absolutely.
you are built to handle whatever you are going through.
In the Bible, we have the same scripture saying that God cannot, give you challenges that are more than your capability.
100%.
To you, you'll be feeling like, oh my God, this is too much.
100%.
But mind you, that is to mean you're capable. Just that you don't know.
You're capable, but you don't know your own capability.
Yeah.
So you have to tap into that connection with your creator to understand your capability and know that enyewe kuna venye I can handle this. I just need to put my mind straight and not fear anyone but my creator. Do not fear any man, do not fear any other creation. Only fear God. Trust me, you are unstoppable.
Wow, beautiful. You know, I hope there's a man out there who is listening to these words by a wise man. Okay.
Aspiring to be.
Aspiring to be. Because let me tell you, I have seen people struggling because you're like, and then again, a man, you'll see that a man has had, we all have had our past, okay? Very heavy, or you went through some things that messed you up. I feel like men do not know how to deal with these hard facts, and then they don't know how to put the past
behind us.
So you'll see someone is always struggling. He's having this past with him every day.
He's held back by whatever happened in the past.
You know, because I messed up, and now that brings us to the point of drug abuse, substance abuse, and you can see what it is doing to our men. And don't get me wrong, I know our women too, we are losing so many of them. But let's focus on the men, you know, because when you say that, at times I look at when people are indulging to substance and stuff, most of the time they'll tell you they're stressed. True. Maybe someone has lost their job. And they're like, this is the end of me. I don't know how to get out of here. Instead of now you tapping in what you were saying, tap in to connect with your creator and understand maybe the reason this job, you lost this job, is because God was opening another door for a bigger job.
Absolutely.
And if you open and look closer, you will see another opportunity. It might not come on a silver plate,
and it won't come the way you want it.
It might not come the way you want it. It might require you even, like, you know, tamaking every now and then, or even hawking a few things until you will meet someone who tell you, by the way, I like the way you're doing your customer, service and stuff. I can employ you.
An opportunity for
you
you to come
understand?
ahead.
And I feel like that is another thing I've seen. I said I have brothers, and at times I've seen them struggle, and I'm like, bruh, forget about that. Move, open your eyes. There's so much about you.
You know, it goes back to the distractions I was telling you about. You see, we are covered by all these distractions as society. From what you watch, what you listen to, the people you look up to, the people that they say I idolize, so and so. You know, those are all distractions, by the way. And then, okay, let me add on things that people today can resonate with. You know.
Okay.
So we've come up in a generation where we're exposed to the internet, so much information. You're bombarded every day with new information and new ideas and new philosophies and blah blah blah. And then now, for men, and it's a challenge. I know it affects women as well. Something big that really affects men, and they probably don't know it until it's too late, is something as free and as simple as pornography.
Oh, okay. Tell us. I've heard you mention it. Ebu feed us on that.
How it's so detrimental to society. Okay. Not only does it give men unrealistic expectations of sexuality and what to expect from women. It's not real. Also, it affects your dopamine level. So your dopamine, as from what I know, is like what gives you that excitement. So like ideally, people who take drugs like heroin or cocaine, let me say cocaine. Not that I've used it, but from what the experiments and the studies have shown, when you ingest that cocaine, it hits your dopamine and it gives you that euphoria feeling. Like, so the same dopamine levels are experienced when someone is watching pornography. And trying to relieve themselves. So when you keep hitting that dopamine as often as you want, it's when I want to, you become numb. like your mind is suddenly just so even the act of being with a woman in the natural state, it doesn't even excite you.
Oh my God, because you're used to something else that is not even real.
It's instant. It's like noodles. You know, I want noodles right now. Pa, 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 pa. You know it's not good for you, but I want it now. So that instant dopamine effect it's destroyed men.
Okay.
And one thing about pornography, it's free. All you need is bundles. You pay for it, but anything that's free, just know you're the one that is paying for it. Anything that is free.
In the far end,
absolutely, you're the one who's paying for it.
It's interesting because I don't think I've not heard people talk about the the negative effect and the extreme negative impact and effects of pornography to men like you have put it.
From the little that I have seen, that's
interesting. So this is a person who if someone has been consuming porn so frequently, and now he's supposed maybe to even settle, and he has his girlfriend, because there's something that was set in his mind.
Yes.
Now he will not even find this as
he
exciting.
Won't even find it exciting.
Oh, and that explains why you will find there are people who, for them to get there, they first have to watch porn.
Thank you very much.
So then now they rise into the occasion. Because
that's what excites them.
Oh my God. So you become enslaved to whatever you watch.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
So we need to detach our mind from so much, online engagement and social media and all these distractions. They're all, someone is benefiting. I'm not going to say names, I'm not going to point fingers, but you know what I'm talking about. Someone is benefiting.
It's absolutely
but
not
you're
yourself.
The price. You're paying the price.
You're paying the price. You're being used for someone to benefit.
Absolutely. And they have your mind, they have your psyche. It's messed up.
Unajua kuna mafano wa porn pale wakole kuumse anachoma.
Wacheni ngwati wase. Tafadhalini.
Ngwati ni ngori is normal, my friend. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now that brings me, because I heard you mention that the icons at times you might be looking up to someone's lifestyle, and I know it happens to us, even ladies.
Yes, absolutely.
You're trying to keep up with a certain way. Because that one is very common with women, and you want to imitate and then when reality hits, you're like, bruh, back to factory setting.
You can't be this person.
You cannot be this person.
No matter how hard you try. And you can't even afford what they're wearing. It's crazy. That idolatry of human beings is a very, very dangerous thing. That's my personal belief. And because you're trying to embody someone, okay, what are their beliefs first of all? Like, what does this person even believe?
Spiritually, mentally, what do they tap in? Where do they get their inspiration from?
As in Sawa, you could be a layman and you're there. Okay, I like their music, I like their dress, but this someone who probably don't even believe in God. Their whole basis is that I created myself, I am my own God, I am there's this wacky, and look, I don't care like if you're atheist and you're watching this, like, bruh, me, I believe in God, I have evidence to show that God is there, and unless you can prove me otherwise, let's meet on another date. As I was saying.
Yes, I like that.
You don't know what this person partakes in. They are devil worshippers. And it's majority of these entertainers. So we need to be very thorough in what we consume.
Because some of these things are very spiritual, and once they get hold of your spiritual self and your soul, sometimes you're going through some depressing moments, you don't even know why.
Kabisa.
And then now you cannot even become the person you were supposed to be.
Kabisa.
Then now when someone is telling you, you need to recollect yourself, and you're wondering, what are you telling me?
What are you telling me?
I cannot even understand, I can't perceive what you're telling me to do. Just let me be. And we're losing people at a very young age, People they end up doing drugs, they end up being suicidal,
Another thing that's detrimental is social media. And I'm sure you know that.
Oh, yes.
You see, people now, they overshare. They want to share their family. They want to share their meals. All your happiness. You're showing it to all these strangers and all these people who claim to be your friends. But how many of them are jealous of you? How many of them don't wish any good for you? Yet you're there showing them your happiness.
Okay.
I'm a strong and firm believer of do not post your family on social media.
Okay.
Do not. Let people even think you live alone.
You're alone.
You live on an island.
They'll be like, does this guy have siblings?
Yeah, does
he
he even have,
married? Is,
you know, do not post your family on social media because you don't know the evil that is lurking in people's eyes.
You're right.
People are envious, they wish bad for you.
Yeah.
Some can take those pictures and do whatever kind of witchcraft they wish to do. And it happens.
And it happens. And now, and especially if you're not strongly held into, you know, with your
100%.
creator and all, you don't know. You know, there's a scripture that says we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Whatever we see is not even what we are fighting. What we are fighting is what we can't even see. You know, like those people who will see whatever and they're so jealous and they'll do their funny things, their witchcraft. You don't know.
You don't know.
Those are the wars that we're fighting in this life.
100%.
You know?
And they're the ones who will come and smile with you. Hey, niaje, amasi habari ya days. Hey, umepotea. Akio shati ni nzuri.
Be very careful.
Chunga sana.
Oh my God. Now, boy child. There is also I was concerned about the mentoring of a boy child.
Yeah.
It has it's a big concern because I feel like, do you feel like men really mentor their young ones, or do we have men who are taking responsibility of mentoring those that are behind them?
Of late, I've observed there's a small rise in the experienced men trying to mentor the younger generation to set a better example. And I applaud it actually very much so. And many of them are actually church going activities.
Okay.
So I applaud them for that.
Yeah.
We need to do more.
We need to do more.
But I don't know. For young men, as I told you, the distractions are too many.
It's too much.
Like, look at the generation that's growing up with tablets and phones. Like, those are the guys I feel for. Like,
how are you going to ever detach from that?
Detach from that. You know?
Yeah.
So it should be a whole, a well-rounded scope, not only for boys and also for girls
also
as well.
For the girls, yeah.
But let them know their roles in society. Let them be sure that you as a woman, when you come of age, your role, sawa, go to school. You need an education.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you want to work, do your thing. But we should understand that everyone has their roles in society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think family setup also affects? This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's gonna, be quite sensitive. But like you said,
facts do not care about your feelings.
Yes. So for a young man being raised by a single mom, okay, this young man lacks a father figure, okay. And I think there's a time we had a conversation with you and you were like, the mother should try their best and try and get a father figure for this young man.
Yes.
Which is usually doesn't even come out the best, because sometimes the person you're bringing is probably their brother.
Yeah.
And the brother who has his own,
issues
demons that he's fighting.
Yeah.
And what happens, this young man is gonna be a replica of this
of
one.
that person.
Yeah. So do you think that is also affecting our boy child? Because again, there's an increased number of single mothers today.
Huge increase. And do you know what is what brought about that? It's what I talked about in the beginning. Feminism. Because
but
prior
you think
to
it's
that,
all the situations though?
It's a huge contributor. Because prior to that, maybe let's talk about what we call the first world, the Western world in the 50s and pre-war era. Women had their roles. They were in the homesteads. They were raising the children. They were taking care of making the house a home. Okay. And it worked.
Yeah.
Okay. The men would go out. The men are the one who are fighting in wars.
Yeah.
When the men are out there fighting in wars, the women are safeguarding the children and raising the next generation, because they are the ones who have that inbuilt nurturing.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
The men go fend for yourselves. Fend for the society.
Yeah.
Fight the battles and make the money. Come home, raise your children. Be a good motivator for the children.
Yeah.
Because the children look up to the father.
Correct them. Yes.
They'll be like, I want to be like daddy. I want to be. But it's not to say that I'm looking down on the women. I'm not. No, not at all. Let us understand the roles first. So that was pre.
Okay.
Look at when feminism now blew up and the equal rights and when it comes to drafting for soldiers to go to war, are women selected?
I think, yeah.
They are, but a woman would ideally not want to go. She can choose to be pregnant. She can get pregnant. You're not being drafted. And automatically, you cannot go to war if you're pregnant.
Yeah.
A man, on the other hand,
unless
you're physically disabled, mentally disabled, you have to go to the front line. I'm talking about in the structure of how it was back in the day.
Yeah.
These days we don't have those drafts, and you choose to join the army if you want. In fact, people are bribing in our country to join the army.
Yeah.
Times have changed. We're not part of that warfare stage.
Yeah.
But you're seeing the foundation of it. So when you say equal rights, equal opportunities, it's a very slippery slope. How many women work on oil rigs in the ocean doing those hard labor jobs? But it's an equal opportunity situation, right? Do they want to go and do that? No, they don't. Have you seen these trawlers that go get fishing out there they go out for 3-4 days, they're out in the sea with waves as high as buildings? How many women are taking up those jobs? It's the men who are doing these things. But it's not because how should I put it? I'm just saying, because of roles in society. Let the men go out and fish. Once they've brought the fish, it's the women who can now handle maybe the packaging or the processing. Everyone has a. But we don't mind being the ones going out there to do the dirty work. It's now when we are told that the women have to come and join us as well because it's equal rights, equal opportunities. It all goes to the ground.
And now, I keep wondering, I know there are women out there who are feeling like, no, you're not doing a good representation of the women, because of course there are so many questions running in my head.
It's just please, and shoot them.
No, it's because I wanted it to come out clear to understand where the problem is with the men. And you're doing a very good job, because when you talk about roles, I have interacted with quite a number of women, especially those who are very strong feminists, and they're like, fuck roles. Why should we talk about roles? And if a woman they want to do this, let her go and do it, and a man can do whatever they want to do, and then at the end of the day, as long as you're bringing something on the table, it doesn't really matter. But now when you say it looks like it kind of matters, the roles, the way they had been designed. Because back then things used to look like they were working. And now that, so a question that came into my mind is, so when these roles were kind of, it's like they were scrapped off, or, the feminists came in and they were like, we want equality. Did that now bring birth to men who are now so chill, they just want to be spoiled? This is a man.
Actually, you're right. I never thought of it like that, but that allowed that avenue to
that
open
is what
up.
Brought up, because I know a woman out there will be wondering, but you're the same man who right now I'll get a boyfriend who doesn't have a job. I'm the one to pay. I have to go out there and work my ass off to pay rent. I'm the one who's gonna feed the kids and all that and then I'm wondering, could that have been the avenue for this situation we're having right now, of now men who have decided, okay, whatever it is, I don't really have to work my ass off. Yes, I've lost my job, but my wife is providing.
Absolutely.
Then there's a lot to be done.
It opens up an avenue of so many things that we see as problems today in our society. We're trying to find solutions, but the problem was already,
the root cause is back
it was already done. The damage has been done.
Do you think there's anything that can be done to correct some of these things? Because when you talk about roles, do you think these are things that people want to hear and embrace?
My solution and I say mine back with evidence and my solution is religion, and the religion of Islam addresses all of these things. Let me give you an example. I do believe in some of the concepts of feminism. I'm not saying I rubbish it totally, because some of those things Islam already addressed 1400 years ago. For instance, let's look at here in Kenya, and like in some tribes, women do not inherit. And you know that very well. And like the Luo community, women are banished. Like as soon as the father is dead, and she doesn't inherit any land. All the men are taking everything. In fact,
Yeah.
It even turns to uncles coming, and it's very unfortunate.
Is it even after the constitution mentioned that there should be a percentage? They don't even give a
Kenya
shit.
constitution. If our own president wipes his whatever with the constitution every day. Anyway, as I was saying,
I didn't know.
as I was saying,
Yeah.
like, so you see, a woman cannot inherit in many tribes in this country. But Islam cleared that already 1400 years ago. A woman has to inherit from her father's inheritance. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And, okay, she doesn't inherit as much as the man.
Okay.
In that, let's say it's 2 girls and 1 boy. Yeah. The boy will get more than both the girls. Yeah. But from his inheritance, the boy himself, he has to give his mother an amount. Okay. And he has to give his sisters an amount.
Or from his inheritance?
From his, because it's a larger chunk.
So these ladies have not gotten anything from their father?
They have. Oh, they've already gotten.
They've already gotten.
It's a smaller amount, but that's theirs.
It's smaller than this guy,
yes.
whatever he got.
Yes.
Okay.
But he has to take care of his mother, because now she may be a widow. And he has to also take care of his sisters, because he's now the man of the family. Let me give you another example. In Islam, dowry is not paid to the wife's family or to the father. The dowry is given to you as the woman. You
really?
Determine how much you want.
Oh.
Yes, you determine how much you want. And like you set the terms.
And then the guy gives you.
Yes, he gives you. It's the father to make sure, like, is this what you wanted? Yeah.
Is there anyone to confirm that this has been given?
It's now the father to confirm for his daughter, because he's giving away his daughter. You set the terms. You say, I want 50,000 shillings and a premium, a Toyota premium.
Okay.
If the man agrees to those terms, he has to deliver, give you your stuff, then you can be his wife. But these are things that are not spoken of.
I didn't know about that.
Exactly.
We will listen. I have always said that I want to have a session with you. You made me want to have that session with you about religion.
Yes.
I was not very open to it, but after interacting with you, I was like, you know what? We can all learn a few things, and so that even when you're criticizing something because you have this information in your
from
life.
A point of knowledge, not from a point of ignorance.
Yeah. Or you can listen and say, okay, I agree to that. I'm gonna pick this, or I can subscribe to this direction. Yeah. So you're the perfect candidate for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking out for that. Now, finally, I want to talk about in a very few minutes. Mention about toxic masculinity and positive masculinity.
Red pill.
Absolutely. What's your take on that?
It's terrible. Honestly, I do not support that toxic masculinity. Or you have to, like, I see some guys pushing an agenda where you have to sleep with a certain number of girls to know to a point where you'll be sure I can get married now.
What is the number?
There are some radicals out there.
What is the number of the women one should sleep with?
Some say up to 30.
Are you?
No, I'm serious.
What?
This is the kind of mentality that guys are living with out there, and this is real.
So by the time you're meeting a ninja and you're thinking, oh my God, I got my right, Mr. Right, he has a body count of 30.
But here's the hypocrisy. Let me give you the hypocrisy. When he's done his body count of 30, he wants a woman with a slow body count. Does
I'm
that make
tempted
sense?
to talk, but God,
that's why I don't support that rubbish.
Yeah.
That's why I don't support that
That
rubbish.
is BS.
You can't be messing up women in society.
Yeah. And they're the same women.
And they're the same ones you're going to pick a wife from.
And then you expect her to be Holy Mary.
Exactly.
Virgin Mary.
In fact, you want a virgin ideally.
Come on.
But you've been with 30, 40 women. It's not fair, and it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
So I don't. This toxic masculinity, it's a counter to feminism. That's how it came about.
Makes sense.
It's a counter. But you see, as I said, slippery slope. You open up one avenue, it will open so many doors.
Avenues. Yeah.
So many. And that's one of it. Red pill. And you know about all of this.
There's just a few, like a woman. Let me ask you, do you cook?
Yes, I absolutely cook.
If you're with your wife, will you once in a while like say, you know what, babe, I'm gonna be in the kitchen?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Cooking is survival. Cooking is not a...
Now, you will meet a man who'll be like, And it will of course happen when he probably has a woman in his life and he'll be like, in my community men don't go to the kitchen, and you're like, okay, so when I get sick, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
So
You're
we
gonna
will
order
die of
takeout.
hunger. Oh yeah, I'll do takeout all the time, you know. So I feel like these are some of the aspects that and many more. If you have more of these things that men, toxic masculinity, bana, you need to cut that BS.
Kabisa.
That makes
Kabisa.
sense.
Let's-
Actually, mi naonanga ikiangusha gangster point. If you think you're topping up the gangster point zote
Yeah,
zimemwagika,
let's be real,
you
let's
know,
be real.
ati mwanaume ni kutooga,
Surely.
mwanaume ni kunuka jasho.
Ay, no. Time out.
Mwanaume ni kwenda kama massage. You will feel good,
Jina is
smell
kidogo.
nice,
Yeah,
you know? That's
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow, it has been an amazing session.
Absolutely,
I
I've
am
enjoyed
so
myself.
happy. And we know that there is a lot to talk about the boy child. The reason why I did this, by the way,
Yeah.
is this month that was mental health?
Yeah, I think it's June. I saw it on social media.
Yeah, yes, because this month was the Men Mental Health Awareness Month. So I thought, why not? Let's talk about this. And by the way, at the back of my mind, I have been really yearning to just talk something about men or see people do something about men.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Why don't men just come together and come up with forums where you share whatever you're going through, because you're able to understand each other. All right, with like-mindedness. Then from there you can come up with like sports. You're having tournaments. Before you know it, you're mentoring young boys and all that. Ama kidogo you're getting sponsorship from wherever, and you're able to put your things. You're able to come and businesses stuff. I don't know. They're just things that run in my head. I'm like, why not? Yeah. So our men out there, we have you at heart, because we know that you're created in this life with a purpose, and you're our heads. Okay. At the end of the day, we want to take care of the head, because if the head is not okay, the rest of the body is not going to be okay.
100%.
Yes, it's been an amazing, absolutely amazing and informative session with Gakweli Manze. Unakwanga na wisdom.
Asante, I try.
Have you thought of writing a book?
That's a good one. Maybe I should start.
Yes. Utaanza kukujudge kwa hizi ideas nakupatianga.
Inaonekana. Good PR right here.
Right. All right, thank you so much for being with us.
Karibu.
Looking forward for another session another time.
Inshallah.
Tutaongea mambo mengi. Thank you guys, so far so good. Remember, we are now in season 2, episode 2. My God, I am so happy. Remember to subscribe, to comment, to like and share as much as you can to help Legally Bold grow and be where it's supposed to be. We want to preach the gospel of goodness and nothing but goodness out there in the world. I have been your host, Miss Boom the Goddess, always giving you the best of the best. Thank you so much. Until next time, this was Legally Bold.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.